Hello, this is PG, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm reviewing Valiant Hearts Coming Home on the Xbox Series X. The game is also available on Switch, PlayStation and PC. Valiant Hearts Coming Home is a 2D side-scrolling adventure game developed by Ubisoft Montpellier. The game is set during World War I and follows the journey of 4 separate characters. Okay, gameplay. Well, regardless of what character you're playing as, you explore a 2D environment, you collect key items, you take them to points of interest, and occasionally you'll do some sort of action or minigame. Whether it's a light quick-time event requiring button presses or throwing an object to obtain another object, or just evading some type of threat. It is very much by the numbers, and coming from someone who loves the first game, it really did lack creativity, originality, or most importantly, clever design this time. Like during these events you'll be saving sailors at sea, you'll be building a plane at a base, you'll be healing wounds, you'll be doing all manner of war related things, including also playing music in a band, which is a bit of a pointless exercise because there's no point in doing a good job because it doesn't really matter. But as I said, everything just felt slightly off, it felt jarring, nothing really had a weight to it, including the narrative, including the structure. I would add that the early levels are such a huge bore, it's not really a game that's going to grab you early on, but there are a few nice moments as you progress. Sadly, I would say these are few and far between. One thing I liked was the return of news reports, photographs. These are from World War I and they're in between missions and they're like little information trinkets that give you little insights into the war. But again, even these for me didn't seem to go down as well in the menu. Maybe the music quality in this game I think is a bit lower because music can really accentuate a point, it can make it more powerful. I feel like the musical score here is really a big drop off from the first game. And I think just overall it's quite basic, it's quite unengaging, and quite frankly it's quite dull, especially when compared to the superior previous game. Now, one area where Coming Home really fails is the emotional impact of the story. The Great War was a remarkable game in many ways, but mainly because it turned what was a basic side-scrolling puzzle game into a very powerful and moving experience. This was done by good storytelling, well fleshed out narratives, and an interesting journey that each character had to go on. In Coming Home, none of those things are present. It really felt like the cuttings from the edit room floor being swept up, put back together to make a vastly inferior and massively disappointing sequel. In terms of graphics, I'd say it looks nice on the whole. The cutscenes I have a slight gripe with. They have this massive icon on the screen that you can't get rid of. It really breaks any sort of immersion. I'd say the performance also was quite poor. There were crashes, I know, crashes and glitches in a game that really doesn't look too demanding. What's that about? Sound, again, like I said earlier, a massive downgrade in the musical score, lacking emotional impact, lacking resonance, and that really does hurt the game in many ways. Okay, what is the verdict? Valiant Hearts Coming Home is a middle-of-the-road game that fails in almost every department to live up to its predecessor. From the uninspired level design, bland storytelling, and lackluster overall feel, it's really quite shocking how far this one has regressed since the Great War. That was a game I loved. Like I said before, I loved it so much that I used it as the basis for a documentary on World War I. If you'd like to see that, I'll put that in the description and comments. But back to this game, overall, it just felt like a game that didn't have the same level of attention to detail, the same level of love or care put into its production. And it does what many sequels have done in recent years. It just churns out another game that's vaguely resembling the previous installment, but it lacks the charm or, more importantly, the quality. So yeah, it's not a great game, it's not a game I would recommend, and it's kind of tough to say this because I loved the last game. I thought that was a beautiful masterpiece of storytelling. This one, it really isn't. It really isn't. It feels like a completely different, it feels like a new team came along and tried to replicate what the previous team did. Whether that's the case, I don't know, but it just doesn't feel right. Anyway, scoring, Valiant Hearts Coming Home, I'd give it a 6 at best, maybe that's being generous, a 6 out of 10, but very disappointing. That's the review, thanks for watching, This is PG signing off. Cheers.